If you don't have significant amounts in the bank, it can feel impossible to invest in yourself. If you have ever had a bright idea, but you do not have the money to follow through on it, you'll know exactly what I mean. But investing doesn't always have to be a massive production. People like Julie Deane and her self-made multi-million-dollar company prove that. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible story of Julie Deane, who created the Cambridge Satchel Company. All she had was $775, which was money set aside that she could afford to lose. Still, she managed to turn it into a handbag company selling bags to over 120 countries worldwide and worn by famous people all over like Taylor Swift, Chung, Elle Fanning, and Zooey Deschanel. We're going to see how Deane created a multi-million-dollar company to understand better what precisely this level of success looks like. Julie Deane started the company to keep her children and their schooling safe and free from harm. Over time, she grew into a savvy businesswoman who makes decisions that will benefit her career in the long term. In 2014, she went on to win an OBE, the second highest ranking order of the British Empire Award, for her services to entrepreneurship, and serves as an inspiring story for anyone looking to build themselves from the ground up on a dime. Humble beginnings. The Cambridge Satchel Company is born. As any parent should, Julie Deane took her children's being bullied in school to heart. But private school tuition could cost upwards of $31,000. She only had a couple $100s to spare, but had seen the way her daughter's happy, extroverted personality had been diminished by the treatment she'd gotten from school. After a particularly rough time, Emily had begun coming home at the tender age of 8 with bruises all over her arms from how the other schoolchildren were treating her. Julie promised herself that she would find a way to make money to get her children enrolled in private school to stop this from happening. So she decided to invest what little she had into earning the income she would need. In 2008, Deane was a stay-at-home mom, a university employee, and an accountant. She started planning for her business over a cup of tea in the kitchen. The initial idea was centered around her personal frustration with the poor quality of school backpacks for children. Instead, she thought of the school bags she'd been raised with and how the quality was remarkably different, meaning much higher and noticeably longer lasting. In the beginning, there was no budget for consultants or strategists. Deane worked with her mother. She created her own logo in Microsoft Paint, and thus a company was born. Deane created the prototype for her bag with old cereal boxes and brown paper. She had an idea and the determination to turn it into something tangible in her hands. Intent on doing everything herself, which kept the cost down significantly, highly trained artisans and professions were well above her small home enterprise. Taking to Google, Deane found a small school supply shop selling satchels and incessantly bothered the man over the phone until he gave up the information on his supplier. She coupled the 3 bags she commissioned off of that supplier, brown satchels made of leather that she had her children model for her, and some self-taught coding skills, and created her very first website. She decided very quickly that if she were going to sell many of these things, she would need the internet. Bright ideas, exponential growth. In 2010, Deane had a brilliant idea. She couldn't afford to go to Fashion Week herself. Even with an economy ticket, all of her money was tied up in private school fees. However, her brilliant idea was to send some of her brightest, neon-colored satchels to fashion bloggers to wear at the fashion events. It certainly got the attention she wanted. In fact, much more than she was expecting. Suddenly, her orders grew from friends and family to an astounding 1,600 orders, seemingly overnight. Her small manufacturers could make only 100 satchels per week, which meant she could only match a fourth of the sudden volume she'd been met with. These orders put her in a spot she wasn't expecting, needing to work instead with a more prominent and higher volume manufacturer. The one she'd chosen to work with was on the verge of bankruptcy, so it was an easy sell. She was suddenly able to handle the orders as they came in, but was called by one of the employees to inform her that the manufacturer was stealing supply and creating copycat bags to sell at a discount. Upon confronting the manufacturer, who went on to dismiss and belittle her as if she had no other choice, she decided to start her own factory instead and cut out the middleman entirely. Undoubtedly, the manufacturer hadn't expected that outcome, when he told Deane that she was a, quote, stupid woman who didn't know anything about manufacturing, end quote. It took only 3 weeks before Deane had opened her working factory and hired all but 2 of the rude man's staff. In 2013, the Cambridge Satchel Company opened its first retail location, and by 2014, they were worth over $65 million. Setbacks and successes. The future. The thing is, have you ever cared deeply for something you created? A small business or side hustle? Chances are no one is going to care for your business quite the same way you do, especially when you recognize that you built it from the ground up. This is a lesson Deane learned rather quickly as she scaled up. The growth began to slow, but only a bit. Bringing on investors was important, but Deane says it led to second-guessing and took her confidence away from the business. This setback didn't hold Deane back though, not with all the other unexpected successes she has encountered. In 2012, Google featured Deane and her company as part of their "The Web is What You Make It" series, which is an incredible feat for any small business. The Cambridge Satchel Company is still going strong in 2021, with many different lines, including satchels for men and women of varying needs, notebooks, wallets, keychains, and travel companion items. They make upwards of 3,000 bags a week and sell worldwide. This is not just not shabby for a mom looking to put her kids through private school, but an incredible story about how being focused and determined can net astonishing growth and opportunity. You don't need millions of dollars or an entire staff to start a business for yourself. Sometimes, all it takes is a kitchen table and a cup of tea and a few Microsoft coding classes to make it happen. I'm the Market Monkey, and if you found this video useful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing and turning the notifications on. This video does not constitute as financial nor trading advice, and to be frank, you'd be crazy to follow the directions of some random gorilla on the internet.